Hello everyone and a very good morning to you. This is Rachel live from 𝐊𝐚𝐥𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐞 Studios and you're watching The Early Trades, a show where we share a glimpse with you of the Australian share market open along with the global and domestic drivers triggering market momentum. Now Australian shares are currently trading in the green after opening trade today. The market opened lower following a decline in major US stock indices and crude oil prices because of the ongoing concerns over the fast spread of the Delta coronavirus variant. The market soon rebounded. The top performing stocks in the ASX 200 index during opening trades are packaging company Amcor and logistics and supply chain company Brambles. The Australian share market is currently trading weak as it's weighed by a fall in commodity prices, which may exert pressure on domestic miners. The companies that are expected to announce their earnings today include Amcor, supermarket Coles, biotech company CSL, aerial imaging technology company Nearmap, mining company Oz Minerals, retailer Super Retail and gambling company Tabcorp, along with digital travel business Webjet and petroleum exploration and production company Woodside Petroleum. So stay tuned to 𝐊𝐚𝐥𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐞. We'll bring you details of these results live. Now the Dow Jones fell 0.8% and the S&P 500 dropped 0.7%. The Nasdaq sank 0.9% overnight as investors scaled down their risk appetite. On Tuesday, US shares opened on a muted note. That's after US retail sales fell 1.1% in July. A separate data revealed that output at US factories rose last month. Earlier, the Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said that companies may adapt to the Delta variant given time. The US Fed will release its minutes from its July policy setting meeting today, providing fresh perspective to investors to consider how quickly the Fed will move to step back its asset purchase. Moving on now, let us quickly look at the highlights of prominent ASX stocks under the spotlight during the early trading hours. The first company on our list today is Peter Warren Automotive. The car dealership company reports that they've surpassed their sales volume and gross profit expectations for financial year 2021 and achieved pro forma net profit before tax of $75.7 million. That's compared to the expectations of $45 million. Next up, hospitality group Red Cape Hotel has proposed to be delisted from the ASX. That's following a strategic review to align the realizable value of the company's securities with the fundamental value of the business. Moving on now, fund and asset manager Aventus has ended financial year 2021 on a strong note, outperforming its funds from operations per security guidance. The funds from operations was up 9.6% to $110 million for financial year 2021, while a 7.1% increase was seen in funds from operations per security to 19.4 cents. And before we take a look at some more shares that are in the news today, it's time for a very short break. Stay tuned.
Boarding pass, please. Hi, I'm Holly Shields and I'll be your host for 𝐊𝐚𝐥𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐞's news show, Travel Insights. Tune in to get the latest developments in the travel and tourism space, from updates on restrictions to travel guides to info about recreation and outdoor activities, or tour guides to the financials of the sector. Though the travel industry has taken a hit from the pandemic, there is still potential left for a revival on the back of economic upturn and COVID-safe travel measures. So if you want to know where the travel and tourism space is heading, dust off your passport, pack your bags, and watch Travel Insights every Thursday exclusively on 𝐊𝐚𝐥𝐤𝐢𝐧𝐞. I'll see you there.
Hello and welcome back. I'm Rachel and you're watching 𝐊𝐴𝐿𝐴 live from Sydney. This is the Early Trade Show. Health imaging IT provider Pro Medicus's financial year 2021 net profit surged 33.7% to $30.9 million, while sales were up 19.5% to $67.9 million. That's on the back of big contract wins in the US. It was the company's biggest year in terms of sales and implementations. Packaging solutions provider the Pact Group revenue for financial year 2021 fell 2.4% to $1.78 billion, while net profit was down 1.5% to $87.5 million. However, despite a minor downtick in performance, the group doubled its final dividend to 6 cents per share. Looking at the bond yields, the US Treasury yields remained largely unchanged in choppy trade. That's amid an uncertain economic scenario yesterday. The 10-year note yields were less at 1.258%, little changed on the day. In the currency space, the ongoing turmoil in Afghanistan and COVID-19 related concerns have the US dollar as investors look for a safe haven. The US dollar index rose 0.55%. Moving on, fresh coronavirus lockdowns weighed on crude oil. In addition, OPEC and its allies shared the outlook that the market does not need further supply of oil, exerted pressure on the commodity. While Brent crude settled down 0.7%, WTI closed down 1%. And energy stocks such as Woodside Petroleum was trading lower in early trades, whereas Santos shares also edged lower. Looking at the futures and commodity space, following several days of gains, gold prices fell on Tuesday. Spot gold dropped 0.14%. US gold futures finished 0.1% lower. And ASX listed gold stocks Newcrest Mining was trading lower, whereas St Barbara has seen a rise in their shares despite a lower start. Looking at the metals update, the most traded coking coal futures on the Dalian Commodity Exchange for January delivery was down as much as 3%. Benchmark iron ore futures fell 1.6%, and on Tuesday, 3-month aluminium on the London Metal Exchange fell 0.2%. Well, that's all from the early morning trade. Stay tuned to 𝐊𝐴𝐿 TV as we have many more shows lined up for you, sharing live updates across the economy, markets and sectors. I'm Rachel, signing off.